Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need, bumper to bumper, for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well with belts, seals, hoses, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Miss Joe, Pam, Little Sammy, Stephen, Dylan, and Big Sammy himself. It's Folkestone Auto Supply.
Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics, located at 3885 Main Street in the heart of downtown Folkestone. They're Folkestone's original hometown pharmacy with 49 years serving the community. They have everything you need, including household items, prescription medications, high-tech electronics, and much more. Their experienced and friendly staff in the pharmacy and electronics department are ready to serve you. Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. Go Indians!
Good evening and welcome back to the Coach Mack Show. It's Wilcox County week. I'm Madam Bell along with head coach Rich McCorder. Coach, we had a week off. Seems like we've had a lot of weeks off this year with storms and hurricanes, but last week was planned.
Yeah, last week was part of the schedule. It's not a big fan of open weeks, but we did a good job with it, I think. And the players, we had some 3 really good days of practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday we had a good little short practice before we had the Bteam game here with Brantley County. But back to football. Like I talked to the kids today, I told them, you know, we finished the first half of the season 4-1. I think that's really good coming off the season we had last year, and a lot of improvement. And now we're getting ready for our last 4 regular season games and then hopefully a playoff game.
We're ready for some football to come back. I got my fix over the weekend with some college ball, but still. Hey, Coach, before we dive into our Irwin County stuff, if we can, let's take a look back at the Bteam game from last week. A lot of highlights coming out of that one.
A lot of highlights.
This first one, Coach, is number 8, Preston Lynch, with that 64-yard touchdown run.
Preston Lynch, you know, plays defensive end for us on the varsity some. He works in a little bit. He also can play a little running back. Big kid, strong guy. Hope to get him involved in the future more, you know, on the varsity level. But this was good work for him. Of course, you can see us faking the jet sweep, which pulled the linebackers out of the box and then really opened it up for an inside run for Preston. Again, what's important here is what people do without the football, and you can see the step motion we run and then the fake of the jet sweep, and you'll be able to see the linebackers really step out of the way, and we're able to bend it back for a great run for Preston.
We'll let that one run out. There was some nice blocking up front too.
Really good job blocking. I think this is one of the better jobs our young offensive linemen did for us.
This next one is Nelson to Nelson. Seemed like we called that a lot last week.
Randy Nelson, number 5, is going to be a good young football player for us. On Friday nights, you'll see him on kickoff coverage and a few special teams. But next year, I really look for Randy to really make his mark on defense and some on offense. Randy's a sophomore, and of course Connor Nelson, a quarterback, a freshman quarterback, does a lot of really good things, really learning. He'll be competing in the future years with other quarterbacks, but really proud of the job that he's done. Connor's a really tough kid. He's a really good baseball player, which I really like those guys who are good at other sports. I think that's really important. And so I'm excited that we have a guy like Connor Nelson here. Somebody that is going to help the football program, the baseball program, and he might even play some basketball, but I'm not sure. but again, made some really nice throws last Thursday, and hopefully we have people come out this Thursday and watch us play again.
All right. This next one is Nelson again, but it sets up a touchdown to Keyshawn, I believe.
Yeah.
Fingertip catch right here.
Yes,
Coach.
in traffic, great job. Really a good throw over the coverage by Connor, and Randy made a great catch in traffic, good concentration. Again, the offensive line providing pretty good protection. Good job by those guys. And Tommy Layden, a guy who we moved to center, I think Tommy's going to be a great center for the varsity next year. That's where he's going to be strong for us at. He's doing a great job at center for us at the Bteam level, and another great hookup right there. The Bteam games are exciting to watch. We really let it all air out.
All right. This is the one I was referring to. Obviously, that last one was a touchdown catch. This one is the one that sets up a touchdown.
Really good catch by Keyshawn Williamson. Keyshawn's just he's a guy that he's right on the edge of taking a lot of varsity time from somebody. He's a big kid, does a good job in school, great attitude, great personality. Keyshawn, he's just one of those really kids that you enjoy being around. Again, Connor threw a nice pass to him, over the shoulder catch, and really just can't say enough about the way these guys are getting better each and every week.
Here's the touchdown that set up. This is to Keyshawn Williamson on a busted play at that.
Well, that's really heads up by Connor. Had trouble with the snap, and it looks like he ran into possibly the running back. It was really a mess there, but just Connor's awareness, he's getting so much better each and every week. And for him to handle that, probably a couple weeks ago, this play would have been over after the bad snap. Now Connor, he's becoming a lot more aware of what's going on, picks the ball up, rolls out of trouble, and gets his eyes immediately downfield to complete this. And Connor's learning a lot just by working every day with AJ and Coach Wilkes, and he's doing a good job, and look forward to seeing him continue to improve.
Final touchdown of the game is from Connor Nelson to Keyshawn Williams in the back of the end zone.
I really like how Connor.
That was right at the line.
Yeah, I really like how Connor sets up. Gets his drop, kind of moves a little to his right out of the pressure, away from the back, and just does a nice throw. Just nice throw, sticks it in there, and that's showing some confidence in Connor, in his ability of making throws like that. And it's a B-team game, and when Connor runs scout team, I'll tell him, get rid of the football as fast as you can. Don't. What makes a quarterback good is not hanging on to the ball, but getting rid of the ball. And, B-team game, hey, we're not playing for no state championships or anything. So just go ahead and throw that thing in there as hard as you can and make your guy, give your guy a chance to catch it. And he did that right here, and to Keyshawn, and great catch by Keyshawn. Look for a lot more from Keyshawn in the future down the road.
Coach Weiler, now we're going into the Irwin from the other night. I know you have a lot of stats there you want to get on.
Yeah, the Irwin County game, we talked about how Irwin was probably the #1 team in the state, and they are, and they're the team to beat right now in the state, not just the region. But the good thing is we moved the football. We had a lot of yards, ran the ball for 123 yards, 4.6 average, which isn't terrible. And we threw the ball 33 times for 21 completions for 246 yards and 4 touchdowns. So what we were doing is we were simply doing what they gave us, and what they gave us most was in the passing game. And that we felt like that was where the mismatch was for us. We felt like the mismatch for them might have been on the line of scrimmage. They had the advantage there. We felt like we might have had the advantage, in the passing game on the perimeter with our wide receivers, and that's how it came out. I think we ran the ball a little better than I thought we would. Eric Daniels had 8 hard carries for 41 yards, and of course AJ had 16 carries for 60. But of course we take off yards when he's sacked, so he probably actually had more than that, but minus the sack. And then Raekwon had 2 nice carries for 27 total yards. But in the passing game, we had 5 guys catch balls. Raekwon led us with 7 catches, a touchdown, and 150 yards. Devin Snowden had 5 catches for 44 yards, and Devin had 2 touchdowns. Another good game for Devin Snowden, playing real well. But the negative part of all this was on the defensive side of the ball. We simply couldn't stop them. We gave up them. They ran the ball 50 times for 294 yards for 5 touchdowns and 5.9 yards a carry. It's just, for you to have a chance to compete with somebody like Irwin County, you've got to stop the run. They completed 4 or 5 passes for 90 yards and a touchdown. So it's just, it was one of those things where the defense was really vulnerable against Irwin. We were unable to stop the run, and it lets us have a lot of concern for down the road, because we know Wilcox can run the ball well, and other teams we're going to play are going to run the ball well. So we have to really work hard on stopping the run. Last week we worked on that. Today it was pretty physical. First physical day for the defense. Them, stopping the run, tackling, getting in position to stop the run. So we're working hard on that to try to fix that, and hopefully we won't have those kinds of numbers again.
I know early on in that game last week, the Irwin game, we fell behind early, but in the boys, instead of just rolling over and playing dead, they fought back. I mean, we were down 3 touchdowns and pulled back to within 6 twice.
I think 5 points, 6 points, maybe twice. I told the kids after the game, all week of the Irwin game, in my mind, I really didn't talk about to them. We did see on film that, hey, there is some mismatches here. They are a better football team than we are. They're bigger, stronger, faster, well-coached football team. It was going to be tough for us to beat them. But again, what I stressed was what we can control. What we can control is our effort. And I told the kids all week long, I said, let's have tremendous effort all week long. Let's have tremendous effort Friday night. Whatever you do, you can get beat, you can get blocked, you can get knocked down, all that kind of stuff. Just don't quit. Just don't quit. Have great effort throughout the entire game, and they did that. And I think a light might have came on for them, and they realized, hey, they're right. If we just don't give up, we can stay in things, and it might help us down the road. So I was really proud of our guys twice getting back within 6 points of Irwin County. Just couldn't come up with the defensive plays we had to stop them. If we could have done that, things might have been different, but we just couldn't do it. So that's that, and we move on to the next one.
Oh, speaking of, can't get it before we go to the highlights. How's Travis? Travis.
He's fine. He's fine. It's just a muscular thing in his back, but he'll be fine. Everybody's full speed. Knock on wood, this is about the healthiest we've ever been this late in the season. So everybody's doing good health-wise.
Good deal. Coach, here's hit on the highlights now from Friday a week ago. This first one opens up the scoring after we're down 21-0. This is AJ to Raekwon.
Just that's our smash route. It comes off a combination of patterns, and it was a tremendous throw by AJ. It was right where it had to be, the only place it could have been, really. And again, these are the kind of catches we expect to get from Raekwon. Just a great smash route. Press the inside shoulder, release the corner, and have something underneath it to pull the safety up to keep him from climbing over the top. Just a great route, great throw by AJ, great route by Raekwon, and pass protection was real solid right there.
This next one is to Devin Snowden. Snowden's having a phenomenal year this year, wide receiver.
Having a very good year at wide receiver, and it helps open things up when you've got all four of your starting wide receivers, plus your running backs doing a great job in the passing game. Just a great job by AJ keeping the play alive, and you know, that's a kind of our scramble drill we work. When things break down, every play has a design to it, and everybody goes where they're supposed to go, and we have a progression in our reads by the quarterback from up to down, in to out, or top to bottom. It's whatever the play calls for in the progression. And right here, AJ this is above the X's and O's. This is above what you designed, and right there, we have our scramble drill where all of a sudden guys are going to break. You know, we have guys going across the end zone, flash in front of AJ's face. We'll have somebody breaking back and somebody breaking deep and that sort of thing. And right here, it's just really a great job by AJ more than anything, but also a good job by Devin working the scramble drill, going flat across the back of the end zone, getting open and finding him. So that was huge for us right there.
Next one to Brantley Sloan. He continues the streak, Coach.
Brantley has a streak going, scoring in every game, and Brantley's just a phenomenal young man and a very good football player. Right now, it's in a situation where, you know, who do you cover? I mean, and there we got scramble drill again, just different guys in different places. Now now you have Brantley's jobs to you know, flash across the back of the end zone and other people breaking to him and breaking across. So this again, AJ's just getting out of trouble, stepping up in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. And I think that's something AJ's done a better job this year, and it really improved on raising his eye level on scrambling. Last year, I felt like his eye level would drop on scrambling. Guys would break open. He'd give up on the play a little too quick and then get sacked. You know, I think last year was just a year for a ton of sacks. People were just teeing off on us. This year, you know, AJ's doing a much better job of raising his vision level higher and picking up his receivers on plays when they break down. Again, it's just, you know, trying to stay with them, throwing for 4 touchdown passes. Just a great job by AJ and the receivers.
All right, this next one is the 2-point conversion right after that touchdown that got us to within 6 of Irwin. So Raquan Anderson, the Wildcat.
Right here, this is, you know, people are going to see this is actually as a pass option. There was a pass option built into that.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, there is. I hate to give a clinic here for our opposing coaches, but we did have a pass option on that tight end release, but it just really Irwin's. You can see Irwin's safety really comes across and fills it up, and the corner or the linebacker drops. So Raekwon did the right thing, and of course the option is we're going to block the run. We're blocking run, but we have a little bit of a pass option built into it, and it works out. Really, it works the way we want it to work. Pass ain't there. Continue with it. We're blocking the run anyway, and then there you go with the 2-point conversion. Great effort by Raekwon. Great effort by everybody. Everybody blocking hard. You can see. I think it's AJ. AJ is split in. AJ's our split on this play on the right part of the screen. You'll see him really throwing the key block right down here. Stock blocking the guy to where it allows Raekwon to get in the end zone. It's a good job by AJ.
This last one is the touchdown pass to Snowden, who does a really good job battling in to get in the end zone. Rhyming Roch is barely across the line. His second touchdown.
Yeah, Devin Snowden is a good weight room kid. If you ever see him in person, he's a well-built guy, strong kid, and that right there is just part of the weight room, just being strong enough to will himself across the line. I tell you, I can't say enough about the year Devin Snowden's having. He's by far above the expectations that we thought we were going to get from him. But I'm really proud of him. He's a tough, good football player and a really good student. He'll do a great job in whatever he chooses to do in life. let it run one more time, talk a little bit about the play. It's drop back pass, combo routes, and just a really looked like a bench route by Devin, and just he got it and just took it to the end zone. Great throw by AJ, great catch, really good catch, and great effort. That's some of that effort we were talking about. Let's just play as hard as we can, as long as we can, and let's just see what happens. And what happens, and it's easier to deal with it when you know the kids gave a great effort. And these 2 weeks you're around school, around town, and that's really been great to hear people come up to you and say, Coach, I'll tell you, your kids had a tremendous effort Friday night. That really makes me feel good, because that's what we were shooting for, was tremendous effort against really a better opponent. So if we can keep that going, I think we can do some good things for the rest of the year if we keep that great effort, continue with that.
Coach, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into Wilcox County.
Okay.
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Welcome back to the Coach Max Show. Coach, let's dive into Wilcox County. I believe they're 2-4, but that record's a little deceiving. They have an offense that can score.
They do. They score a lot of points. They have a lot of weapons. Coach Mark Ledford, the head football coach, has a great offensive mind. All these years that we've competed against them and Coach Ledford, they're always doing really good things on offense. Well coached. Kind of saw a little bit of them changing over the last few weeks to this last week when they played Lanier County, to more of a really heavy run offense, power, off tackle power, and the toss sweep, 2 plays that are great football plays, and they're doing them very well. Really, they got some excellent personnel, I think. Number 3, Desmond Tisdale, Division I football player. I really believe that he's a sophomore, but he's 6 foot, 194 pounds. He looks bigger than that. He looks taller than that. He's a very strong runner. I think he's a potential first-team all-region running back. I don't think it's going to be really a mismatch. He's bigger than our linebackers are, so there's going to be a mismatch there when they have that one-on-one situation. And then number 5, Dixon, who also plays linebacker. He's another sophomore. He's 5'11", 230. Runs very hard. And then they'll bring in another running back, another sophomore, who's 5'10", 185, who runs very hard, Justin Moore. All these guys running the football just seem like they're all bigger than our linebackers. They come right at you hard. Offensive line does a great job. Number 7, Jordan Benjamin, wide receiver, and number 4, Matt McAdoo, do a great job of stock blocking you out there, and then off of that stuff they'll release and run play action and have great hands catching the football. Offensively, this is going to be a great coached offense by Coach Ledford, first of all, but it's going to be a talented offense with talented parts in it that are going to give us some trouble. We've got to play much better on defense. Anything like last week on defensive side of the ball, we'll give up 40 points to Wilcox. I really believe that. So the big matchup is going to be their outstanding offense versus our defense, which we have a lot of question marks right now on the defensive side of the ball after last week, last game. So it's going to be really tough. Today, Monday, when we're taping this, today was almost all defense. We usually work both sides of the ball most days, but our defensive coaches felt like we have got to get these guys more physical. We've got to get these guys play in the off-tackle power play. We've got to have them play in the sweep. And, of course, our defensive back coach, defensive coordinator, David Pender, he's sweating the spot and go and the spot play, especially the spot and go. It's been something we've struggled on in the past during this year. So they're trying to cover it all. It's going to be really we've got to do a great job on the edges in the perimeter. If we don't play on the edges well, they're going to go and get first downs and go up and down the field just like Irwin County did. I think that it's going to be a great test for the defensive side of the ball. Now, the other side, a lot of these same athletes we talked about, number 7 and number 3. Number 3 will play linebacker, defensive tackle, nose guard. Number 3 is going to be probably the best player on the field Friday night. I really think this kid's going to have the chance to be a great high school football player, and as someone that we've got to really account for when we're on offense. Where's he at? What's he doing? Who's he whipping type thing. Number 5 is really good all over the field. Number 50 is an outstanding football player. He'll play power back, and he'll drop you. I mean, he comes with it and brings it. These are some just good high school football playing kids. Coach Ledford has them playing hard. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It always is when you make that long trip through the woods up to Rochelle, Georgia, and that great, it's going to have a great atmosphere there, and we hopefully we'll have a big crowd make it and pull for our kids. But it's going to be a huge challenge. This one's going to be every bit as tough as anybody we've played. And showing the kids some cut-ups today, some film, they agree with you. They understand that, hey, number 3 is the best player on the field. Number 5 may be the next best player on the field. Number 7 is probably the best wide receiver on the field. And number 50 may be the toughest player on the field. So our kids understand that. They see that. And so it ain't one of these games where we're playing a 2-4 team. We're playing a team that's probably as good as us, maybe better than us, a team that we have to really, get after to even have a chance to compete with.
So they're more of a, like when we head to Turner or we play Irwin or Clinch, they usually lean one way or the other on offense, but with Wilcox it's a little bit more balanced.
Wilcox can do a lot of things. Of course, Coach Ledford, he's extremely knowledgeable in the passing game, and we've seen them to where they've been throw the ball nearly every down and beat you that way. And of course, him being a smart coach like he is, he's doing what his kids do best. When you got a guy like this Tinsdale, number 3 and number 5, and the offensive line, the way they're playing, and not only that, but they'll have a coach's kid at quarterback. Number 11, Landon Ledford. He's a smart kid. He's a coach's kid. He knows what's going on almost as well as his dad probably does on the field. He's going to get him in good situations. He has a really good arm. He runs well enough to hurt us and get out of trouble. And then they'll throw like number 3 at quarterback or one of these other guys at quarterback and run it or throw it, and that gives you problems also. But I'm really impressed with the job that Landon Ledford's doing at the quarterback position. You don't see any false movements. You don't see any hang-ups as far as things going the wrong way. He gets everything going the right way, and plus he can throw a ball as well as anybody that we played, and he does a great job. Plus, he's a good kicker. So it's something that we need to work hard on this week, which we have worked hard on. this week is our kicking game. So it's going to be a tough game. We got to be ready, and of course, I was really pleased the way our kids traveled to Turner. I mean, it was a business trip. They took it as a business trip. Everything went just really well. And I'm hoping we can do that again this week with a long trip to Wilcox, where our kids will be focused on it being a business trip, and we have to go play a tough opponent, and we have to play well to have a chance. So hopefully we get that from them, and if we do, I think it's going to be a great football game.
I know we're torn with the fan base this week. You know, the Maidens, they're on a huge road trip, first round of the state playoffs for them Friday night. But everybody that's not going to watch the Maidens, we need them to make that trip to Rochelle. It's going to be a huge ball game.
It will be, and I'll tell you, it's one of those things where we'd love to be able to have everybody go to both and that sort of thing. We're really pulling for our Maidens. They've had a good year. Some really good softball players on that team. Of course, Mike Baxter and his staff does a great job with those guys, and they're going to Washington Wilkes, which is somewhere up there around Athens or Augusta and that area.
It's way up there.
Yeah, way up there. So they got a long trip, and they're I think playing two on Friday, and then one on Saturday if needed. So hopefully we wish them the best and safe travel, and hopefully they can bring home a win.
I know I tried to get them to move that thing so we could carry them, but I don't have GPB pull yet, Coach. I'm working on it.
It'd been nice. It'd been nice for people to have a chance to, if not go to both, to watch both at least on your program. So, but we wish those girls the best of luck, and hopefully they can get a win.
All right, well, good luck to the Maidens. I know you've got some other stuff coming up. We've got a Bteam football coming up Thursday.
Our Bteam schedule, if you look at the posters we did early in the season, don't bother to look at the Bteam schedule because they're wrong. With the storms we've had, with the hurricane and so forth, we've had to redo our Bteam schedule. Last week we had Brantley. Our kids played really well against Brantley, had a win here in a very competitive football game. This Thursday we're right back here in the swamp against Ware County. Hopefully we'll have a big crowd. Had a nice little crowd here last Thursday. We get a crowd here to watch these kids. We're going to dress out about 22 kids, and they're going to go out there and they're going to play hard, and they're going to play both ways, and that sort of thing against Ware County. And then after that, we still have after this Thursday, we still have 3 more Bteam games. We take the Bteam's game schedule all the way to the Friday, the Thursday before our last Friday, with Camden County right here.
And the reason for all these late Bteam games, obviously, is the weather we had back in August and September.
Yeah, and it's really turned out good for us because it's given us time to identify some of the positions for these younger kids. Like I think we found a couple running backs. Tony Cobb, who's a freshman. I think he's going to be a really good running back. And you had a chance to watch him play on Thursday. And also Ethan Maxwell, who I think has a chance to be another real good running back for us. Also, both those guys play DB. I think both those guys are going to sit at the varsity level a year from now. So really hope we have a big crowd come out this Thursday to watch us compete against Ware County at the Bteam level. And hopefully those that aren't going to Washington Wilkes, they'll make it over to Rochelle and pull for the Indians.
Well, yeah, safe travels to them. That's a long bus ride.
Yeah, it sure is.
A school bus out there, they're taking, a couple of buses, I think. Well, one. They'll take one, right? One bus. The safe travels to them. Hope y'all sweep them and come back, and then we'll carry them in round 2, which is actually in the middle of the week next week.
That'd be great.
All right. We've got a quarterback club meeting Tuesday night.
Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, quarterback club meeting right here in the field house. We're going to talk about having a booth at the Okefenokee Festival, which is Saturday, this coming Saturday. The players will be on a flatbed. The players will be the junior high football team and cheerleaders will be in the parade, and also the football team and the varsity cheerleaders will be in it also. And then, like I said, during the day, we're going to have a booth. I think we're going to raffle off a grill, and then we're going to have an opportunity for people to join the quarterback club at the booth if they choose to, and T-shirts and old jerseys. That seems to be something everybody's enjoying, getting our old jerseys that we've had for a long time. Have no use for them really, so we're making about $5 or $10 off of them, and hopefully, people come by and visit us at the booth and buy something from us.
All right. Lockers as always.
Always doing the locker sponsorship. That's always going on, and so we still have the feed kids this week going to Wilcox this week. We're going to have to feed them pregame meal on the road. That's going to be that's always about $600 when you do that, and then after the game we're going to feed them at the stadium, and that's usually $300. So if anybody ever wants to help out with feeding the kids or anything like that, just see myself or see Brian Hewling, our quarterback club president at State Farm Insurance, and we'd appreciate any help we can get.
Anything else you got, Coach, before we go?
I think that's it.
Just everybody that's going to the Maidens, be careful, and everybody that's going to Rochelle, we need you there. I hate it that our fan base is split Friday night, but safe travels to everybody.
That's right.
All right, we'll see y'all Thursday at the Bteam game versus Ware County, kickoff 5 o'clock. Thank you for watching.